I'm excited to have you here. Okay, so we had to switch to webinar mode because there are so many families that a regular meeting is not enough space for everyone. So I hope you understand why we switched to a webinar mode. If you have friends, fellow Lancers that can't get on, to see if you can just let them know this is the right link. Hopefully the online piece we've put the new link earlier today, but it didn't refresh in time. So we will see how it goes. All of this is being recorded, so don't worry, it'll be on MyWCS under the resources, and you'll be able to get all of this information. The nice thing about webinar is that it has a lot of people that can join us. The not so nice thing about webinar is I don't get to see you. I don't get to talk to you, so that makes me a little sad. However, I do want to let you know that we have the Q&A button. So if you go on Q&A, I'm going to be watching it all night long, or for this little while that we're together. If you have any questions, please let me know. Put them in there and I will check them periodically and make sure to answer as many as I can. Okay, so I see that we're about 108 people so far, which is fantastic because at this point we wouldn't be able to be at meeting point anymore. So thank you. As we figure this out and as we figure out technology, sometimes technology doesn't work as fast as we hope. So I am going to share my screen with you. Yeah, I do not know. Someone's asking why the link will only work in certain places. I don't know. We are trying to work it the best that we can. So this link should be working on your computer as well. It should work on either or, but yes, here we go. So before we start, I want to pray to give this God all the honor and glory this evening. So if you please pray along with me. Heavenly Father, I just thank you. I thank you for a new school year. I thank you for these families, for these parents, for these students. Lord, I thank you for technology that we're able to do this. Even with the glitches, God, you use technology to keep us connected. And for that, I give you all the honor and glory, Lord. I pray for clarity for my mind so that I can deliver the information you have for parents today as clearly as possible. And Lord, I just pray that you help us start off the school year so that we can help parents raise strong Christian leaders for the future. Lord, I just pray that you be with us today and every day. Amen. Okay, so here we go. This is our Western Christian all student orientation. So for tonight's agenda, we're going to get a peek into our campus. We're going to be talking about how to access MyWCS. We're going to talk about sample virtual learning schedules so you have an idea of what your day will be like and you can prepare for it. We're going to be talking a little bit about Zoom, MyWCS emails, as well as some virtual learning tips and important dates that are coming up. Then I will leave time at the end for questions and answers. So that is our roadmap of where we're going to go today. I've had a lot of phone calls and emails, and I'm trying to answer some of those frequently asked questions on how to better prepare for school. So here we go. I want to give you a look at some of our campus upgrades. If you notice on the left hand of your screen, you're going to see how we have 6 feet apart markers. These markers are just some ways to help us remember how to socially distance, and it goes with the compliance things that we need to do under COVID-19. We also have these fabulous signs that reminds us to wear our face masks along with these portable hand washing units. We have multiples of these all over campus in order to be able to spread the gospel and not germs, right? By washing our hands frequently and keeping our face masks off, our probability of getting sick is much, much less. And finally, on the right-hand side, you can see what our teachers' new setup looks like in their classroom so that they can engage with you virtually now from their classroom. And once we're on campus, they can engage both virtually with students that choose to be all virtual and those that are here on campus. It's a window into their classroom, and we're so excited and grateful for everyone in our tech team that has helped to make this possible. So we would like to welcome our Lancers. If you look on here, it's a lot of our admin and office staff. You see Mr. Atwood, our ladies from the office and admissions. Everyone here is so excited to welcome our Lancers. But we're not the only ones excited to welcome Lancers. Oops, sorry about that. Our elementary staff cannot wait to see every single one of our students. I would like to make a few announcements. We have some new additions to our staff. I would love to introduce Miss Baca. She will be teaching 5th grade this year. She is a wonderful member of our faculty and so excited to serve your students. I'd also like to introduce Mr. Kennedy and Mr. Bubenheim. Both will be helping us with elementary PE because whether virtual or in person, students will have access to that as well. So as you can see, our staff is ready and excited to serve you and your families. And today was our first day of Welcome Week. So we were able to see some of you on campus, and the smiles were from ears to ears for our staff. I see a question there about Mr. Thayer. Mr. Thayer is still part of our staff. However, he is going to be, in my next slide, you will see, he is now part of our middle school staff. So not everybody from middle school were serving in other positions, so I wasn't able to get all of our teachers on there, but I do want to introduce Mr. Kennedy is our newest addition to teaching U.S. history. So all of our 8th graders will have Mr. Kennedy this year. He is going to be bridging between elementary and middle, and as well as Mr. Thayer has now transitioned to full-time middle school PE. So as you can see, those are some of the new familiar faces on campus. They are so ready to be with your students, and we can't wait to have the first day of school next Tuesday. So how do we get on our first day of school? Well, on Wednesday of Welcome Week, we are going to have our trial run at 8:15 on Wednesday. We will make sure that everyone gets a chance to log on before the first day of school. So in order to log on, you need to go to MyWCS.com. When you log in to MyWCS.com, you will see a page that looks like this. Now, this is very important. When you go on to MyWCS.com, it asks for a username or email. Well, we need to make sure that you log in with your students' information. We as parents, myself included, are used to just going to just put our credentials. That's where we did our admissions. That's where we check all these things. However, for school, we need you to log in with your student information. Your students will be logging into MyWCS to access their virtual learning. What this means is that you're going to put in first dot last name. So if my student were Larry Lancer, we would write Larry dot Lancer in there and click next. For the password, if you are new to WCS, everybody has the same temporary password, which is Lancers 2020. That is just your temporary password for your first login as a student, and then you will change it to a password that you remember. If you are a returning student and you don't remember your password, do not worry. Help is on the way. Just email it@westernchristian.org and they will reset your password. They will help you so that you can get logged on as well. So hopefully you will be able to log in here to log into MyWCS. Now, when you log into MyWCS, if you are K5, I'm going to do K through 5 first, and then I will show you 6 through 8. So if you're in K5, you are going to click on classes. Okay, when you click on classes, you will see all of these pop up. All you need to do is click on homeroom. It doesn't matter what grade level, every single grade level K through 5 has a homeroom choice when you hit classes. When you hit homeroom, that's like your home page for everything. So once you do that, you will see this. This is the homeroom page. And I want to say thank you to Mrs. Villanueva for letting us showcase her today. She was so kind to let us use her as an example, so thank you. Once you get here, you'll see the bulletin board. That's where you're going to find important information that you might need. It's kind of like that one stop where you get those messages. And very important, on the right-hand corner, you're going to see Zoom with Mrs. Villanueva. On the links, the first link you see, it says Zoom. That's where you click to get on your first virtual class. Now you're saying, well, this is Mrs. Villanueva's. That's not my teacher. Every single teacher, K through 5, will have information displayed in the exact same place. And that's because I know that consistency is key. It helps it easier for us. So I have littles in multiple grade levels, but I know as a mama that every classroom, K through 5, doesn't matter what grade level my student is in, the same thing will be placed in the same place, just for it to be easier for you at home. So you just have to remember homeroom and then the bulletin board, and that's where the links are at, no matter which student you have. So yay, grateful for that. The other thing I wanted to bring to your attention when you are in the homeroom is the topics page. So here you can see topics. If you click on topics, this is what you will see. This is very, very important because in the topics piece, that's where all of the daily Zoom recordings will be kept. K through 5 topics has its own page under topics, its own button for the Zoom recordings. And then teachers under topics will give you other information that's important for your students. So just to clarify, all of K through 5 teachers will keep their daily Zoom recordings under topics, under the daily Zoom recordings button, just to make it easier for everyone at home and have continuity throughout the grade levels. Okay, so with that being said, let's talk about what it looks like for 6 through 8. 6 through 8, same thing. First dot last name. Here's Larry Lancer. Temporary password for our middle schoolers, if you're a first time logging in, is Lancers 2020. If you were here last year and you don't remember your password, it's okay. Please just email it@westernchristian.org for a password reset. This is your homework for tonight. So between tonight and tomorrow, if you have any issues logging in your student, please email it@westernchristian.org so that we can get them all set up to get ready to go on Wednesday. All right, so once we log in, this is what the 6 and 8 page looks like as soon as you log in. As you can see here, there is their schedule. So My Day schedule, that's where you will see your students, middle school students' schedule. So on Wednesday, when we do our trial run, middle school students will log into their first period class. In this case, it's Mrs. Tejan's pre-algebra class. So as we click on, here, once you click on her page, you will see her bulletin board, just like in elementary. And look, what do we find here? The bulletin board, her link. That is where students will go for their first virtual live instruction on Mrs. T's Zoom link. So the same way as in elementary school, middle school is structured the same way, just to make it easier for everybody. So there's her link. That's where you will report to first period. Now, in the topics, middle school has their topics by unit. Within chapter 1, you would then click on chapter 1, and chapter 1 within there is where the Zooms will be. Because middle school works a little bit different than elementary, we are going to cluster all of the Zooms by unit to make it easier for students. So instead of trying to figure out which day went with what unit, just go to the unit and click on that unit, and then inside of there will be the Zoom links for the live Zoom recordings, along with any other resources students need for that unit. So topics, recorded Zoom unit materials. All right, so that is how to access MyWCS for virtual learning. Now, the next thing I want to point out about middle school is that when you do go to My Schedule, that is your virtual schedule. So if you notice that, the times on the left-hand side are going to be your virtual learning times. This is not what's going to happen during on-campus instruction. Remember, we're going to go to block schedule, and I will talk more about that as we get closer to coming on campus. Right now, I want us to focus in on just the virtual learning schedule because that's what we're going to be using for now. So if you notice, between third and fourth period, students have a 10-minute break. They also have a 5-minute break between Zoom sessions, between periods. And then between 6th and 7th period, they have their lunch. So just if you're wondering, where's lunch, where's break? I just wanted to show you where those would be. Okay, and as you can see, Mr. Robbie Thayer appears now in our middle school schedule. So with that being said, that is what the middle school schedule looks like. As you can see, the times on the left-hand side are for virtual learning. For elementary, this is a sample elementary school schedule. Please note that each grade level will have matching schedules. So whether you are in one north or one south, it doesn't matter. The schedules will have the same things in them. With that, there might be shifts of like when Bible is taught, when language is taught, or English is taught, but the same components are on every schedule. If you look at the sample elementary schedule, in there you can see the chunks of time and the days. If you notice, our enrichment classes such as music, PE, and tech are also there, okay? So everything is on here. Notice that the time ends at 1:30. From 1:30 until the end of the day, roughly 3 o'clock, we will have one-on-ones and office hours for our students to better serve them. And Wednesday's minimum day gives us even more time for office hours and to connect with students should they need help. Now, I saw a question in the Q&A come up about the schedule. There was a little bit of a different schedule for middle school this year. Middle school this year will do 1 semester of tech and 1 semester of music appreciation. This is necessary in order to keep our classes small enough to meet the guidelines that we were given. So if first semester your student says tech, Then second semester, instead of tech, they will be taking music appreciation. If their schedule right now says music appreciation, the next time it will be tech. So don't worry, everybody has tech, and now everybody has the opportunity to take music appreciation. Music appreciation is a music class. However, it is not a performance-based class. So if your student doesn't feel comfortable performing, they won't want to. They won't have to, I apologize. However, it's called music appreciation in order to keep their music education going. So that will be going on this year for students grades 6 through 8. All right, so I'm going to move right along to Zoom. Every student needs a Zoom account using their MyWCS email, okay? Parents need to create this account on behalf of their students, okay? So you're gonna, it usually asks you for a date of birth. You would put your date of birth, parent, because students under 13 cannot have their own Zoom account. So parents put their date of birth using the student's email for MyWCS, showing that you're giving consent, okay? Then only Zoom accounts with MyWCS emails will be allowed in our Zooms, and that is an added layer of protection to keep our students safe in digital citizenship. So what is your student's MyWCS email? Very good question. It's first.lastname@mywcs.com. All students K through 8 need to make sure that they have their own Zoom account using mywcs.com. If you're having trouble with that, or if you have questions, please email it@westernchristian.org, or you can call the office. We will walk you through it. We have PDFs on how to walk you through those steps. We're happy to send those through to you. So that is Zoom. We will be having all of our live instruction via Zoom. So it is so important that you do create your Zoom account for your child using the mywcs.com email. So student email, how do you access it? Because what's going to happen is that you're going to enroll to Zoom, and Zoom is going to write you a confirmation email, and then you're going to be like, oh my gosh, where do I find that confirmation email? Good question. Let me help you out. You are going to go to mail.westernchristian.org. When you type that in, it'll direct you to this page. So you are going to, where it says email or phone, you're going to put first.last@mywcs.com. Here's an example, larry.lancer@mywcs.com. So this part is key. Your temporary password is your student ID. So your particular student's ID number, that's what you're going to use for a password if you've never logged on to student email here at MyWCS. So if you've not gone into MyWCS, you would put that in. It would be their student ID. Your student ID can be found in the contact card in your parent profile at MyWCS. If you run into any difficulties, call us into the office. We will be more than happy to help you with that. If you are a returning student, your password is the same as last year. If you forgot, once again, no worries. Email it@westernchristian.org and we will do a password reset for you. Okay, so that is how you access your student email, and that's how you can create your MyWCS Zoom account without any problems. So I know I've been talking for quite a bit and it's a lot of information. The good news is that I am recording this and it will be on the resource page so you can check it. I apologize for the weird sun glare going on, but it's that time of day in my office, and even though I close the window, that seems to happen. So if you have any problems with any of the directions that I just asked, please contact our office. We're here to help you. Please know that we're getting a lot of phone calls as this is new territory, and we are getting back to you as soon as we can. But please, we ask for you to be patient and we will get to you. I wanted to answer some of the virtual learning frequently asked questions in the last week. The first one is that uniforms are not required during virtual learning, but shirts are required. I know that seems like a silly disclaimer, but it is true. So we don't need you to wear the uniform. We do ask that you have students dressed in a manner that is in line with our student handbook. We highly recommend headphones. This is not required, but if you're in a household with multiple children, headphones are a lifesaver. And I learned that when I had my littles this past spring, all doing Zoom calls or virtual learning at the same time and needing those headphones to keep them focused. Attendance will be taken, like I said, and that's for accountability. However, if you know you're going to be gone, just let us know and we can accommodate you. This is just for accountability. This is not to make anybody's, not to add any stress to anyone. But we know that students that log into virtual learning will have a higher rate of success than students that only look at the playback, because they're able to ask questions, the teacher is able to better address their needs. Sorry, this is my hand trying to block that sun. So with that, I know there were a lot of questions about on-campus opportunities. We will be rolling those out. However, we will be rolling those out after the first 2 weeks of school. There we go. Now you don't have to see that on my face anymore. So after the first 2 weeks of school, once we're acclimated to just virtual learning, we will bring on opportunities to get you on campus, whether it be sports clinics or art or Bible studies. Those sorts of things will be taken on campus. More information will roll out after the first week of school so that you have ample time to prepare. These are not mandatory, so these are optional because we want everybody to feel comfortable and those that don't feel comfortable to be able to do other things as well. Please remember that every day from 1:30 to 3 o'clock, teachers have office hours, and that is built in time to give your students the support that they need in order to be successful with virtual learning. And finally, please remember we are here to help. So any questions, reach out and we are more than happy to help you with that. I am going to take a quick break from my slides to help answer some of the questions that I see on here. So I see about 10 questions. Remember to use the Q&A if you have any questions. I see a question about Mrs. Barnhart. Mrs. Barnhart has decided to retire. I know that she has been long loved on this campus, but she had been prayerfully seeking the Lord for guidance. And so she, towards the end of summer, made this decision that it was her time to retire. So we are so grateful for the impact and the legacy that she has left behind, but we are incredibly excited to have Mr. Kennedy on board to teach U.S. history in her stead this year. Okay, so I see there was a question about computers for middle school. So how, and then the next question, I answered that. So what will PE and music appreciation be like in remote learning? We will do PE live every day for middle school. Let me answer this for middle school. In middle school, PE is part of one of their 7 periods. They will have that Monday through Thursday. Okay, so 4 days of PE. They will interact with the teacher will model, then the teacher will check, for their understanding, and they might have some follow-up to do after their class between that 1:30 and 3 o'clock time to get further practice, right? So on Fridays, there is no PE. Instead of PE, students will either have tech for a semester or music appreciation for a semester. And once again, that will all be done live. Tech will also be rolled out. It will be done on a program online, so students would log on to their tech program and it's individualized for students, so they will be able to get better on all things regarding computers, things ranging from digital citizenship to programming and things of that nature. So hopefully that answers that question. If you have further questions, feel free to email us and we will clear that up. You're right. I'm looking through this. Someone said they're not your students. You're right. They are your children. They are our students. So very good catch on that. The Zoom should be open for everybody here. So because we are in webinar mode, No one needs to let you guys in. I still have some more questions about the email. I will go through that again towards the end. I will go over the email instructions again for parents if you needed to do it again. You can also watch the replay of this to go into further detail how to do that. Yes, so there's a question, will there be some grace for some of us that are logging in multiple little ones? Yes. Attendance, it's not like, oh, you're 2 minutes late, you're tardy. No, it's just a way to keep track of our students being engaged so that we can be better prepared to support them through virtual learning. Of course we will give you grace. Like I said, I have 3 little ones of my own, and I know that it takes a while, and that's especially why we're doing this trial run on Wednesday, so that we can see what that's like in the different households. If you have any further concerns regarding that, please contact us. We can talk through them, but please note we are here to support you and your child's learning. So will homework be assigned during virtual learning? Homework might be assigned, however, it should be done by that 3 o'clock time. So we're not going to be assigning hours and hours of homework. In fact, you're going to see probably less homework than you've seen in the past because you are home during the virtual learning. So please note that the work should be able to be completed in the school day. Remember, we're doing virtual learning until 1:30. So if there are assignments to complete, they should be able to be completed between 1:30 and 3 o'clock. So technically not real homework, but there might be some work that they need to do after the live virtual sessions are done. Let's see. The math book for 8th grades, if you please call our office, you can get some more direct instructions because there are multiple math classes. It's easier if you call in and we will help you. There's a bookstore link as well where you can purchase all the books for middle school. Yes, so there's a question just to clarify, classes end at 1:30 for the kinder class. So our live instruction for all students ends at 1:30 on the regular days. However, from 1:30 to 3 o'clock or 2:15, depending on when your student ends, that is time that we've built in to do one-on-ones or group work. But the live instructions where you would go on to Zoom, unless you're doing a one-on-one or a small group, and you would know about that in advance, will be until 1:30. The office hours for extra help will be from 1:30 to 3 o'clock. When they're on campus, for PE, there is a PE uniform. When we come back on campus, you will get more information about that as we roll into on campus. So don't worry, we're going to give you time. We're going to give you grace to get all the uniforms and all of that. Right now, we just really want to concentrate on starting virtual learning strong. As soon as we have a timeline to come back, then we will be more than happy to give you more information on that. But don't worry, we will show grace while we get all that sorted out. Students do not need to wear their uniforms when on campus for meet and greet. If you would like to, that's fine, but it's not mandatory. Okay, we will definitely send out, there's a question if we can send out the link for the recorded, we will definitely do that. What will virtual recess consist of? Virtual recess will consist of whatever you would like to do at your home. It's just a time to take a brain break, to get some energy out. I know in my own household, we downloaded the Go Noodle app. Go Noodle, you can put it on your smart TVs. If not, you can put it on a device. And they're like quick, fun activities to get the wiggles out. So you can do that. You can just have them sit down. You can have them go outside in your backyard. Really, it's up to you. It's just a time to be away from active learning and take a quick break. It says tech in 8th grade is on Fridays. So when is tech in 8th grade? Tech and music appreciation is on Fridays. If it says on any other day, we will correct that on MyWCS. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my presentation, and I promise I will come back to questions in a little bit. So one thing that I do want to let you know is the important upcoming dates. Our upcoming dates, today we had TK, Kinder, and first grade on campus for Welcome Week. Tomorrow we will be having grades 2, 3, and part of 6th grade join us. Remember, if you go to WCS Welcome Week, westernchristian.org/WCS Welcome Week, you will be able to find when your student is scheduled to come in. Remember, we're trying to keep small cohorts in order to keep social distancing and keep everybody safe. Wednesday morning at 8:15 is our morning trial run. Thursday, grades 4, 5, and 6 will come on campus. Friday, grades 7, 8, and our international students. So please keep those dates in mind. Just as a friendly reminder, please note that the first day of school is Tuesday, September 8th, the day after Labor Day. Finally, because we're starting a little bit later, our end date is June 10th. So we just shifted the calendar over. So June 10th is the last day of school. Middle school parents, please mark your calendars. September 15th is your back to school night. The first week of school, we will send you some more information about what back to school night will look like this year. And September 21st is back to school night for TK through 5. Once again, we will send information the first week of school regarding more about back to school night. Okay, so those are our upcoming dates. I did want to share with you that we have, I just noticed there was a little type back there on there. We wanted to let you know that we have a welcome Lancer sign. So this was actually something I really wanted to offer for our families. First day of school pictures is something that my family always looks forward to. I know that a lot of my friends and family look forward to it as well. And when we go virtual, it's really difficult. So since we were having you here on campus, we wanted to do a nice little backdrop for you. This will be out on our campus during the Welcome Week, and we've set out a little bit of time for you to be able to snap a picture of your student to commemorate their first year of, and hopefully only year, of virtual learning. So this will be out. I wanted to share with you. So if you want to come take your first day of school pictures there during Welcome Week. So today our TK, Kinder, and First parents were able to do that. As we progress through the week, you are all welcome to do this just to build some memories for your students. So I wanted to let you know about that. So I'm going to keep the, I'm going to keep on here the upcoming dates so that you can write those down if you need while I answer some more of the questions on here. Okay, so another question I see here is, where can I buy one of those signs that say spread the gospel, not the virus? I do not know, but I will find out if they are for sale. I think they are adorable. What will the one-on-one be like? Will there be a designated time? So the one-on-one time is to help students as need be. It can also be to do some formative assessment to see how students are progressing. Teachers will let you know about that as the school year starts. You will know ahead of time so that you can plan ahead. Sometimes we might have small groups instead of one-on-one because sometimes students are a little shy, especially during the beginning of the year, but that one-on-one time or small group time is designated to kind of to try to bring in, you know, when you're in the classroom as a student and the teacher walked around and checked your work, talked to you, asked questions, we're trying to virtually build that in. And so that's what that one-on-one time will be. And teachers will give each classroom further instruction on that as the school year starts. Okay, so Wednesday, this Wednesday, in 2 days, Wednesday, September 2nd, is the date at 8:15. If you look on here, Wednesday, 8:15 is the morning trial run. Okay, 8:15. So hopefully that answers those. In regarding for supplies, right now there's not a lot of supplies, and your teachers will let you know as you come in for welcome week if you need anything in particular. If you cannot make it into welcome week, feel free to email your teacher or call us in the office and we will help you out. But right now, just, you know, markers, colored pencils, regular pencils, just the basics is all that we're going to be asking for. If you have not received a supply list, I know that they were emailed out during the summer. Please call the office and we will be more than happy to help you out. Homework for junior high, please check with your teachers. It's about the same guidelines, but I know that they might have, you know, our hope is for them to be done by 3 o'clock. Okay, yes, 7th grade math book is, so the question is the 7th grade math book provided? It was not available for purchase. Yes, and you can reach out to the 7th grade math teacher for more information regarding that, or you're welcome to call our office. Must elementary students be live for the whole day, or can they watch recordings later? That's a very good question. So, one of the things I want you to understand is that we have really taken the time to see what research says, and we have modified the schedule to allow students to not be in front of the screen at all times, because I know as a parent, screen time is something that we worry about. So if you're asking me, should you be live? I think that's the best way that your students are going to learn, because they're going to be able to interact with their teachers, they're going to be able to ask questions, they're going to be able to be with their peers. It's the closest thing to normal that we can offer them, or what they are used to as normal. However, I know life happens, and that's why we're providing the recorded Zooms. So the recorded Zoom sessions, you can watch them later, but we really, really want to stress that we are taking attendance, and we do prefer for students to watch it live so that we can better serve students. That is the reason behind that. The recordings are also a great way. I know I'm going to be checking out the recordings as a mom after I get off of work and I need to help my little ones. I might be checking on that to make sure that I'm guiding them in the right direction. So devices, it's bring your own device for distance learning. If for some reason you have concerns about that, please call our office and we will be ready to help you out. The 7th grade pre-algebra book, I know some parents, I see a couple of questions about that. Please call our office. We will be more than happy to help you out with that. Virtual learning starts at 8:15 every day, both for middle school and high school. I see another question about books. So this is a middle school question. Elementary, don't worry, you will be getting all of your books during welcome week. So that's one of the really good things about that. For middle school, do not worry. If your books did not arrive by the first day of school, we will work with you. We know that sometimes, especially right now, oh man, delivery dates don't always happen and things get pushed back. Do I know that? I bought furniture in June and it's not arriving until September, guys. So I feel you. Don't worry, just reach out to your teachers, send a quick email and say, hey, we don't have this book, and they will work with you. We want to partner with you, so don't stress out. What will chapel look like? That is a very good question. Right now, as we speak, we are researching ways that we can do chapel for our students. Chapel will be happening. We have a couple of different contingencies, and as soon as we are ready, we will roll those out with ample time for you to be ready. We're looking at lots of different options for students, so please stay tuned. We're going to give more information about that. I'm going to go over the email address part again in a moment. I have another question about the essential worker daycare. Essential worker daycare will have received emails on Friday. If for some reason you didn't receive an email on Friday, please contact our office. But everybody interested in essential worker daycare should have received something last Friday. Okay, a question about, is meet and greet mandatory? Meet and greet is not mandatory, okay? We understand that not everybody is ready to come on campus, and that's fine. But we did want to offer, for those of you that did feel comfortable, an opportunity to come meet your teacher, meet your classmates, and get to know everybody so that it feels more like what we are used to. If you do not feel comfortable coming to meet and greet and you're in elementary, you will need the books. So please reach out to our office and we can have those books ready for you to pick up in the office. Okay, so I have a question regarding spirit shirts. Yes, we will be doing spirit shirts. We are going to wait a little bit to see if we can get back on campus and give it to them then. If not, for any reason, we will give you more information in the upcoming weeks about spirit shirts. How are you going to keep people social distance in sport activities? So the regulations for sports is a little bit different. I know that we have guidelines from the state, and we are following all the guidelines that have to do with youth sport as they are given to us. That's what we are doing. And I know that high school is already having some practices. The boys football practice goes on in our field, so I know that they're doing it successfully. Okay, let's see if there's a question about summer camp for next year. I'm so glad you're already thinking about that. Yes, if our last day of school is June 10th, then we will shift the summer camp over. I do not know summer camp dates yet, but we will publish those in the spring. Okay, so there's a question about Seesaw. We will be using a different platform called Seesaw to give students better feedback. Okay, the instructions on how to get onto Seesaw and how to use Seesaw will be given from teachers to students and parents once we start school. Right now, we just need you to know how to log into MyWCS and Zoom. Once we're good with that and we're feeling comfortable with that, we will introduce in Seesaw. We didn't want to introduce too many platforms at once and confuse everybody. So right now we're working on MyWCS and Zoom. We will introduce Seesaw as the year gets started. Okay, question about students' textbooks. Students' textbooks will be picked up for elementary during Welcome Week. If you're not going to come to the Welcome Week meet and greet, please feel free to contact the office to set up a different time. Okay. Book buddies. This is a Kinder and 5 question. Book buddies will be explained by your Kinder or 5th grade teacher. We will talk about that. We've spent a lot of time discussing it. I am so proud of our 5th grade and Kinder team, and we're finding a way to keep book buddies going, whether virtual or on campus. So more information about book buddies will be given out to those grade levels that participate in that. Okay, the link for the health screening, don't worry, if you come to the to the meet and greet, we will have a paper health screening. You don't have to necessarily do the digital one. We will do a paper one as well, so don't worry about that link. It's also in the email I sent out about Welcome Week if you want to find the link. Okay. Alrighty, let me see. Okay, so if you are unsure of which day your student is supposed to come on campus, please call our office and we will let you know exactly which date and time students are to come for the meet and greet. Okay, so don't worry about books. Hopefully I see that there's a lot about this. People are asking about sports. Middle school sports season will start in the spring. We're having all of the sports in the spring, so it's going to be a very jam-packed winter and spring season. The sports clinics that we will having as extracurricular that are going to be open for Kinder through 8th grade will start in late September. Excuse me. Okay, so regarding parents and Welcome Week, because of the COVID guidelines from TK to 2nd grade, we're having one parent come in with students. For 3rd grade on, parents can wait for their students, but only students will be coming onto the campus for those meet and greets. Picture day, we're going to give some more information once we start school. All students are required to wear masks during the meet and greets of Welcome Week. We are still going to give out more information about the after-school activities, what sort of things we're going to be doing there, so on and so forth. Oh, thank you so much, Judy, for sharing the student link. If you guys were wondering, if you look at the answered questions, Judy put in the link for the screening. Okay, last one in regards to, this is the last one I will do because I have 6 more minutes and I want to show you the email again. But if you have any more questions, please call us. We're more than happy to help you answer these questions. I tried to get as many as I can. I've done almost 50 questions in about 15 minutes. So bear with us as we're doing this. So for, and these keep coming, here we go. The meet and greet. Okay, let me answer the meet and greet and then I will go for daycare. So for the meet and greet, we're saying an hour. It's actually only 30 minutes where the students are here with the teachers for the meet and greet, but we're just giving that buffering time. So you come in and we're giving a 10-minute buffer in case you're running late, so that's okay. Approximately 10 minutes after the hour that you're supposed to start, students will have about 30 minutes with their teacher and their classmates here on campus. After that, we're going to return the students to the parents and ask you that you drive through the campus to pick up supplies, very similar to the parade that you had at the end of last year. But if you come, we will walk you through it. We had a great time today. Thank you so much for everyone that I got to see today. Oh, it brought such joy to all of us to see you on campus. In regards to daycare, Wi-Fi will be available. On Monday, we will get the devices set up on the Wi-Fi. That's why for daycare, we're asking you to be on campus at 8 a.m. so we can have them settled and ready to start school at 8:15. So we will provide Wi-Fi for those of you that are in the essential workers daycare, or day camp, not daycare, excuse me. I'm going to do one more quick. So if there's a question about the ambassadors program is a new program we're starting this year to help new middle school students acclimate and have a buddy. If you did sign up to become an ambassador, please note that we will be reaching out to you from our office and give you more information in the next 2 days. So we will be there soon. Thank you for the encouraging messages on there, guys. We here are working our hardest and trying to get everything ready to serve you and your families. Please note that we are thinking things through. We're trying to adjust as new things are coming on. So please bear with us. Please email, call if you have questions. If you email me or call me, I might not answer your question right away because I'm trying to get things settled before the school year starts, but I will get back to you on it. If not, our amazing office staff will be able to help you as well. So in the last 3 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and go through the email questions again because I know that that's something that was asked multiple times. So let me scroll back to student email. Okay, so to get into student email, you're going to go to mail.westernchristian.org. That is what you are going to type into your internet browser, and then it'll redirect you to this really long thing. It's okay, don't worry about it. The next thing you're going to do is insert your student's first dot last name at MyWCS.com. Okay, once you do that, you're going to hit next, and it's going to ask you for a password. If you're a new student, your temporary password is your student ID number. Okay, if you're a returning student, it should be the same password you used last year. If you don't remember that password, please email it@westernchristian.org for a password reset. Okay, so hopefully that clears up the questions regarding the emails. That is just a quick run through again. We have about another minute, so I am going to let you know. If you want to skip the meet and greet and you want to pick up textbooks, you would pick up textbooks at our school office. Please call the school office to to schedule a time for you to come in, and we will have it then. Okay, so please call us if you're not coming to the meet and greet. In order to set up a time for you to pick up your student supplies, we want to make sure that you get it. Will middle school still be having ASB? Yes, we will be having ASB. We ask that you give us a little bit of time to get all that squared away, but ASB will be happening this year. Our hope and our prayer is to make this virtual, meaning as close to what students are accustomed to as possible. That's why you see that Welcome Lancer sign, so that you can get your students' pictures in. That's why you see this abridged meet and greet. But we also understand that not everybody is ready for that. And that's why all year long, you have the option of just staying virtual the entire year. And we've built in systems in place so that you don't miss out on anything if you choose to go virtual, because we understand that everybody is in a different place when it comes to this pandemic. And we want to serve each and every one of you. So thank you so much for all of your encouraging messages. You do not know how much we appreciate it. Okay, so I remember Lancers 2020 is for your MyWCS if you are new. If you're trying to get into the MyWCS email, you need to put your student ID number as the password, temporary password. If it's not working, please email us at it@westernchristian.org and we will help you out. Okay. So when you do sign up for Zoom, it will still be a basic account. However, we need you to do the MyWCS email, because those are the only emails. So only the emails within our organization, only the emails that end in mywcs.com are the only ones that will be allowed into our school Zooms. But yes, you are right. It is still a basic account. Okay, all right, everybody. We are so incredibly blessed to have each and every one of you. Students, if you're watching, I can't wait to get to know each and every one of you. I am so happy that I was able to see TK through first grade today. It was amazing. Everyone on campus kept smiling, and we're so happy because our students are our love. We love each and every one of you, and to be able to see you even for a little bit of time, socially distanced and with masks on, was such a blessing to our souls. So I just want to take a moment to say thank you to the parents and to the students, and I also want to thank our amazing teachers and staff. I am so blown away by this family. This Lancer family is unlike anywhere else that I ever worked. So I just want to thank you, and just know that we are praying for you, and we are going to pull through this together as the Lancer family that we are. So don't worry, we're going to get adjusted, and it's going to be a fantastic school year. Okay, so with that, I just want to pray us out really quick, and then you may have your evening to be with your family. All right, join me in prayer, please. God, I thank you for today. I thank you for technology that we're able to meet this way, Lord. And I just pray right now, God, for all of the families and all of the students. I pray for peace to come over them. And I pray for you to make a way for this to be easy and seamless for them. So please, I just ask, Heavenly Father, that you just be with us as we transition into this historic year here at Western and throughout our nation. God, I just pray for your sovereignty over all of this. Amen. All right, guys, I can't wait to see you around, whether virtually or in person. We'll see you soon. God bless.